Hey, welcome back, friends. Mark Peotter here. I thought it might be interesting to look behind the scenes and watch me practice for a few minutes. The altered dominant scale is really a lot easier than you might think it is. It's the scale based on the melodic minor scale, but you start the scale on the leading tone, the seventh tone. Let's say, for example, you have a C melodic minor scale, and now you start that scale on a B natural instead of C, and think of B natural as the root. And now that scale provides you with the altered tones, like the sharp 2, the flat 2, also known as sharp 9, flat 9. This same scale has a sharp 5 and a flat 5 in it, and a dominant 7, and it's all found in those notes. So it's a pretty cool scale to get good at. And like I said, after practicing scales for about 50 years, I'm still learning to use this scale during my improvisation. I'm going to go with the E7 right now. All right, so here we go. E7 altered dominant. Oh, I added an extra note there. And you can see how immediately I go right into improvising. That's because this scale is not a brand new scale to me. I've, played this hundreds of times. I'm just not very good at incorporating what I'm practicing into my improvisation. They say that you need to practice something roughly 1,500 times before it becomes a part of your improvisation vocabulary. Now I try to make my ears hear the E as the root of the chord. I review the chord that I'm thinking of in my head. Then I start adding in the other tones that come from the scale in addition to the chord notes. And right now you're listening to me play the E7 with a B natural. Again, that's because I'm trying to establish the sound in my head of what E7 sounds like. Okay, so adding in a C sharp, that's a natural, normal thing for me to add in. Okay, but I'm still not at the scale that I pursued in the first place. So now I'm going to go ahead and start incorporating all of the notes into the scale, but yet try to maintain the sound of E7 in my head. So as of right now, this is nothing more than just me noodling around, goofing around, trying to find stuff that works. The better way to practice improvising is that if I want to make it really a part of my vocabulary, I should utilize licks that other people have already tried and that I admire. So I might come across these kind of on my own by accident, or I might come across something new that I like by accident using this type of improvisation. On the next page, it also shows chords that can be played from those scales. So I'm going to try some of that right now. Here's another arpeggio that includes one extra note. Now this is when I start to notice that the B flat major triad is a part of this chord. And maybe I can utilize that as some of the sounds that I create from E7 altered dominant. And now I feel like I'm coming onto something that's meaningful and useful in my improv. One of the licks that I did come up with on my own is to play the B flat 7 chord, but starting with the E natural, or in other words, I play the E natural to remind myself that's the root of my altered chord, and then I proceed immediately into the B flat 7 chord. Listen to how that sounds. Yes, I am adding a C natural. It's the B flat 9 chord, but it's a dominant chord and it is all part of this altered dominant scale as well. So some of this I like. Now, if only it could become part of my normal improv vocabulary, we'd be onto something good here. I can't help it. I've got to resolve this. All right, so now I'm going to practice E7 that goes to an A minor chord. Let's see if you can hear it or not. You know, I think part of what I'm teaching myself right in front of the camera, right in front of you, is that I see that if I think in this manner, I think it'll work better for me. I see the E7 chord, but I'm going to play B flat 7, B flat 9, and then I can resolve it to A minor, and that'll probably give me the licks that I think are more cool. All right, so here we go. E7 to A minor. Anyway, behind the scenes with me, I hope you got something out of this. I did.